As you dig through the carnage from the Democrats' perspective, you go through the autopsy of the numbers, and this always happens after. It's like, what went wrong? How did we? And the autopsies are obviously always done by the losing side. But the winning side also does its own little research to say what worked, what should we emphasize, what should we do more. And on that score, look at this headline. Trump owes his win to the Catholic vote. But, look, we've been talking about that since, we were founded here, back in April, and been pouring our efforts into getting out not just the Christian vote in general, absolutely, but specifically the Catholic vote. Well, here's some numbers that are absolutely devastating to the Democrats regarding the overall overall Catholic vote. 58-40. Donald Trump won the Catholic vote 58-40. 18-point butt kicking. But if you dig down into those numbers, even more devastating for the Democrats, the white Catholic vote, he won by 26 points. 26 points. That is devastating. When you look back through the history of, all the way back to, JFK, if you win the Catholic vote, you almost always win the White House. But it's not just the big giant numbers. You can't win that kind of numbers of the Catholic voters, which, by the way, represent between 1 out of every 5 and 4 voters in the U.S. So, that's an enormous number of voters, and you're getting an enormous margin of their vote. Harris's goose was cooked before the first early mail-in vote went in. If that's the way it went, that didn't all just change in the last 36 hours before voting. That's a groundswell, and nobody had really detected it. There were a few polls here and there that said, oh yeah, Trump's winning like 60-40 or 55-45 and all that sort of thing, and kind of raising the red flag. Those are devastating earthquake, you're done, nail in the coffin, stake in your heart numbers when it comes to Catholic voters. And that blue wall, which I don't know why they keep calling it a blue wall. There's been 3 elections, and Trump's won those blue wall states twice. So each of them, when you add them together, there's been 9 opportunities to vote. 6 of those opportunities, those states have gone to Trump. This time, however, when you look at the Catholic vote, all 3 of those have larger than their actual, relative to the whole population, percentage of Catholics in them. Big thing. That's a huge thing. Pennsylvania, Michigan. He won the Catholic vote in Michigan by 20 points. 20 points. He won Pennsylvania by 16. He won North Carolina by 17. These are just gigantic numbers. Wisconsin, he won by 16. Double-digit leads, and it smashed through. Donald Trump owes his presidency to Catholic voters, specifically white Catholic voters. In the Latino world, the majority of them went to Harris, no surprise there, but it was the margin again. Trump got about 40% of the Latino Catholic vote. That's pretty darn large, and it sort of tracks pretty evenly with the overall Latino vote. About half of Latinos are Catholic, the other half are generally some version of Protestant, and they broke roughly, 60-40 for Harris. It happened like that among Latino Catholic voters as well. He destroyed her with the Catholic vote, and that's it. There's no other way to size that up. That white Catholic vote is the single largest demographic victory across the board in any demographics for Donald Trump. 26 points among white Catholic voters. And as we discussed in a couple of shows here before, the male vote for Donald Trump blew her out of the water, 15 points. So I don't know if there's any cross tabulations. I got to go hunt. It's kind of what I do. If there's any cross tabulations of white male Catholic voters, that's a pretty narrow subset. But you look at all these different numbers, white male Catholics put Donald Trump in the White House again. Coming to you from Houston, Gary Michael Vorse, white male Catholic Trump supporter. God love you.